Hey everyone, it's Dinosa. Um, I was asked to review this movie, which it's late at night. I've not had a very fun week. Um, and It's called The World's End, which is supposed to be a humorous movie full of, laughter, a bunch of drinking and everything. And it's an English movie made by Gordon Levitt, I think, or I don't even remember. But it takes place in England, and the the whole plot line is this one guy looks to be in Alcoholics Anonymous or some other rehabilitation thing, wants to relive the adventure of the what he called was the Golden Mile, where in other towns they have this, where they have key historical pubs or bars in parts of the town, and the goal was to start at the beginning and get a pint from every single one and then make it to the end. Yes, so that is the goal. Now you have to factor in, this is five friends that all these guys knew each other in school, and it was kind of a reunion of sorts, but it was also like also people realizing the truth on some aspects of what really happened and how successful some of them are, versus how what the dreams they wanted to happen didn't happen but were realized in the end. I watched this film, and it takes place of course, in England, and the plot line was kind of funny, but it's very, as far as the friends working and getting the friends together, yeah, that's pretty accurate on how that plays out. Because they all have their own lives, their children, their family, and eventually you have the one crazy guy that comes up and says, "Come on, man, you got to do this. We have to make it to the 12 pubs." Now, here's the thing: it's 12 pubs, 12 beers, and the Golden Mile. You have to do this. And it ends with a pub called At the World's End. So, what they discover is these friends finally get out there to this place called New Haven in England. That they discovered that a couple of their pubs were taken over by modern people, snobs. Not snobs, but modernistic crap. The personality of the pubs were gone. For example, the first two pubs looked like a Starbucks. There was no personality in them at all. Then another one of the pubs was a rave. Another one of the pubs was the main bartender was extremely effeminate, and but besides all that, and besides all the trivia around the bar, they come across the discovery that the guy who organized this was lying about his mother dying and the reasoning for doing this. And they confront them. He confronts them, but during this confrontation, they realize before that happens, the main character, his name is Gary King, or he calls himself Gary, the one and only King. He got into a fight in the bathroom with this one other kid, and he hit this kid's head on a toilet bowl, which knocked his whole head off, which it turned out to be a robot. Now, here is where these drinking movies go wrong. Is really, you have the sum and name plot line on, we have to have robots. Okay, it would have been more interesting, though, is that, this is just my opinion, because honestly, this plot line has been done quite a lot lately. And one of the most famous right now, not this one, was From Dusk Till Dawn. But it's the same plot. They're going to a bar or bars, and the most effed up, weirdest night happens. Hangover took it to a different approach, where Hangover, you try to piece together what happened, which that's kind of like Reservoir Dogs, but you have to piece it together what kind of happened, in this movie, they describe it to it. Then, as the adventure starts, they just start discovering these robots slash aliens. And they get into this big fight in the bathroom with 10 other people. And they just start whooping some really, because they find out these robots weren't that tough. And they start just whooping them, but they're not easy to handle with numbers. So they come out of the bathroom. He says, let's finish our drinks and then go to the next bar. Because their only solution is since these robots know they're here, the only thing they can do to protect themselves is by keep doing the mile. So they keep going down the mile. And there was originally Andy, the character of Andy was the one who made the whole movie. Because without him, the movie would have been kind of like, wasn't that great. But Andy just goes into full wrestling, I'm gonna whoop your ass mode, and he just starts going nuts. And he's just this big fat dude, and he's just like, ah! I'm gonna kick your ass. He does, and he does it fast, and he's just tearing up the place. And like right before he does this, he has like 5 shots of vodka, and he's just don't cheat, and everybody, all the other dudes are just drinking, because the reason why he had 5 shots is he just killed a bunch of robots in the bathroom. So he's like out of his freaking mind at this point, and he doesn't care. This is called Drunk Fighter, where Drunken Master style, where you're so drunk, and it's a bad combination. You're drunk, and your adrenaline is going. Oh boy, that is a tough combo, because what you're dealing with is a very pissed off someone that doesn't feel pain very easily. So that's why there's another movie called Drunken Master, which I believe was made in China, and the whole concept is this guy was a kung fu master, or really good at kung fu, but it wasn't until he drunk booze he started becoming just this crazy bastard and just whooping everyone's ass, and nobody could stop him because he felt no pain. Because he was so drunk. Next morning he felt it, but not that moment in time where it counted. So anyway, fast forwarding a little bit, they go through, their whole logic is, after beating up the robots in the bathroom, is to go through the whole mile still. And this is where things start getting snowballed, because they start bumping into old relations. Gary the King wanted to go have sex with one of the older relations in the disabled bathroom and got slapped for it. Typical. And then they go to another pub. One of the guys gets captured. Then you find out later on that one of the people that were with the group were actually one of the robots, where Andy was the badass and took a chair and knocked his head off, and you found he was one of the robots. Now, an interesting cameo here is when they got to the boat was Pierce Brosnan. That was very interesting. I wouldn't think he would do something like that, but I guess Daniel Craig's doing pretty good, and they don't want Brosnan back, so hey, gotta do what you gotta do. He did that. He did this cameo role, I guess, and he had his roles a while. And then what happened was they fight Pierce Brosnan and knock his head off on that. It just kind of goes on and on and on to that, but them writing from the robots, the blue eyes. Later on, while they're running through all the bars, Gary starts getting brave and starts telling one, you drive the car to the next bar, I'll meet you there, and he has all the robots chase him to the next bar. Well, Andy gets pissed because he doesn't like this plan, so he starts chasing Gary, which the robots are chasing him now as well. And while one of the other guys drives off in the car to meet them. So the fast forward hit at the end of the film, they finally get to the World's End bar, and they go into the pub and they hit the lever on the pub, and the whole bar goes down into this robotic alien. And you find out that this whole alien race was assimilating or copying human beings and telling them you need. We are here to prepare you for the future, and we're going to help, pave the way for the galaxy, and we just need some places in line to do this. So everyone is completely smashed at this point. So they tell this alien race, go F off, and they said it's our rights as humans to F things up and be drunk and stupid. And they said, you don't understand, we're trying to help you. And he says, really? You're trying to help us? And here's an interesting point. One of them says, who made you leader? Who made you dictator? Who made you decide this? And second question, how many people in this room are humans, and what they start calling them as blanks? And only 3 out of maybe 100 are in there are humans. Everyone else is robots. So basically the aliens come down this solution that it's impossible to talk to us. And these 3 guys are like, F you, F this. So what do? They nuke all the technology in the whole Earth. And yeah, it's a little bit of a spoiler, but see, and then somehow these 3 drunk folios revert the Earth into a medieval Dune kind of thing, and because there's no technology. Go fig. I'm sorry, I'm very tired on that. That's pretty much about it. Plot's been completely overdone. Several movies have done the same plot line. What these people, these producers in Hollywood, what they need to realize is that if you had a movie where all it was either 5 buddies or 3 buddies and 2 teenagers or some combination that there's chemistry, and all they're doing is they're at a bar, they're drinking, they're talking, or it can even be a strip bar. All they're doing is they're at a strip bar, they're talking, they're whooping ass, they're talking more crap. You don't need to do much more than that. I mean, if this crap talking is interesting enough, people will watch it. See, and this whole blue-eyed thing, I think it was just a replacement for bad script writing. Because, I mean, really, okay, fine. You told an alien to go F itself. How many times have I heard that? Hello, Independence Day, up yours. Wasn't that original? I thought the only one that was redeeming was Andy when he went into drunk master mode, which he broke off 2 bar stools, and he had 1 shield and one of the things, and he just starts whooping people with it, which was badass. Andy's what made that badass, but overall it's not a thing. Or heck, man, they could go out and get drunk, get their asses kicked, thrown out of the bar, and they go down to the next bar. And it's just funny. It's funny to watch people kind of talk that. That's script writing. That's a challenge people need to pay attention to. Is if you could write a script that could be effective for about 2 hours to keep an audience attention for 2 hours. That's skill. That's a lot of skill there. This one, I just saw a lot of replacements, a lot of F word, and a bunch of drug paraphernalia. There was no thought into it. No thought into the script. The whole blue-eye alien thing, that wasn't my thing. It's a DVD rental. The only thing that's really worth watching is Andy whooping ass, but that's going to be on YouTube on that eventually. So that's really about it. Anyway, this is Dinosa. I'll talk to you later. Bye.